the Republicans are preparing to shut down the Department of Homeland Security. Now, I don't think that they're going to do it. I think at the last minute that cooler heads will prevail, although it's hard to say because Speaker Boehner, he has repeatedly lied to Harry Reid. And Harry Reid is basically saying, no, I'm not going to take it anymore. They came to Harry Reid and they said, in fact, there's a great article about this, if I can track it down here. I can't. Anyway, they came to Harry Reid and said, will you get the Democrats in the Senate to vote for, along with Republicans, because you're not going to get a lot of Republican votes, but we need to pass this, to vote for a clean bill that funds the Department of Homeland Security. And Harry Reid said, and expecting that Harry Reid would say yes, and then the Senate could pass that bill and they could send it to the House, and, good luck. And Harry Reid says, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, you can bring it up if you want, Mitch, but I'm not going to guarantee you any Democratic votes. Because who knows what John Boehner's going to do in the House? The bill has to go back to the House. Which is just brilliant. I mean, Harry Reid just called John Boehner's bluff. Now, speaking of the Department of Homeland Security, back when in September of 2002, when there were Democrats opposing the creation of the Department of Homeland Security, instead saying, having the CIA be the CIA, the NSA be the NSA, the FBI be the FBI, it's just fine. Maybe they need to communicate with each other better, but we don't need to create an uber agency, and we don't have to call it Homeland. You don't have to borrow language from Hitler's Third Reich. And when Democrats were saying that, George W. Bush said, the Democrat-controlled Senate is more interested in special interests in Washington and not interested in the security of the American people. You get this? George W. Bush saying that the Democrats in the Senate in 2002 did not love their country, did not care about their country. This is that authoritarian Republican thing that John Dean was talking about an hour ago. And what was going on was that the Republicans in creating the Department of Homeland Security were trying to strip from many of the employees of the Department of Homeland Security, specifically the TSA, the right to unionize. And the Democrats were saying, no, you're not going to take the right to unionize away from these people. The Bush administration says that's a non-starter, and the union was the special interest that George W. Bush was talking about. And then they went after Max Cleland on this thing. This is from an ad that took down Max Cleland. He lost his race. He was the Democratic senator from Georgia. As America faces terrorist and extremist dictators, Max Cleland runs television ads claiming he has the courage to lead. He says he supports President Bush at every opportunity, but that's not the truth. Since July, Max Cleland has voted against the president's vital Homeland Security efforts 11 times. Right. Be afraid. Be very afraid. So where are these Republicans now that John Boehner is threatening to shut down, to stop the pay for the agency that they fought so hard to create during Schrubb's administration? Where are these guys? Why are they not calling out the Republicans in the House and Senate who are saying, nah, we're going to screw with the Department of Homeland Security because we don't like what the president did on immigration? I mean, well, actually, I guess that question assumes that there's some consistency on the part of Republicans, that there are principles at stake, to paraphrase Thomas Jefferson. When, in fact, when you're talking about the Republican Party, you're talking about the modern-day conservative movement, there are no principles. I mean, there used to be conservative principles. When my dad was a conservative back in the 50s and 60s, they had some principles. Slow, steady change throughout the country. Nothing too radical, nothing too fast. But, this whole, racist, hysterical crazy stuff that's going on now in the Republican Party. This was largely, this was considered the fringe. Even Barry Goldwater wasn't that crazy. And he was considered such a fringe that he lost in one of the worst disasters, running for president of any candidate ever in the United States. But the Republican Party and the conservative movement have been taken over by, as a consequence of the Supreme Court's decisions, have been taken over by big money. Billions and billions of dollars from multi-billionaires. And they're dancing to the tune of this big money. And this is the existential crisis for the United States. And not just the United States as a country, the government and the nation, the government that the Republicans want you to hate. It's not just a crisis for the United States. It's a crisis for capitalism in the United States through this shareholder thing that I was telling you about.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
This is how a country goes down in flames when its politicians all become beholden to the very, very rich.